What's up, Gunpla modelers? This is Strider Prime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Customs, and today I'm going to build this kit. The 1/100 scale Master Grade RX 9C Narrative Gundam C-Pack version Katoki from the Mobile Suit Gundam Narrative Movie. Movie. This is the third variant of the Narrative Gundam, referred to as the C-Pack version, or you could say it the final version. There are three versions out there. There is the A-Pack, which we all know with the massive, what do you call that, mobile armor type thing. And then you have the B-Pack with the kind of like an incom funnel type thing, which was designed specifically to capture the unicorn phoenix. And this movie came out a few years ago. It was a decent movie, you know. It came in during the height of, you could pretty much say one of the best Gundam series out there for this, for this decade, which happens to be Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. I mean, we all like the Universal Century timelines, and some people will say that their favorite is still Turn A or Stardust Memories or War in a Pocket, and the Unicorn series pretty much joins the ranks. It's not the best series, but it is a well done series, how it was made. But then a few years later, Narrative came out, and I would say it was a meh series. It was a good meh series. Every now and then I see it on YouTube, and Gundam Info will broadcast the movie for all to see. And I would keep missing out on it. Gotta sit down and watch it again. It didn't have a lot of new Gundam kits per se. The only new ones was actually the Narrative, because everything else was like a variation of a variation of a variation of another mobile suit, but they didn't make that many model kits for it, other than the Senanju Stein version and the Narrative. But other than that, I mean, there were bandai kits for the Justa kits with the weaponry and stuff that they used to try to capture the Phoenix, the runaway Phoenix. Gustav Karl was a new one right there, and a new variant of the DJ came out at the time, and a new variant of the Jagan, which I actually like the Jagan better. But not enough to, cause a lot of interest, because everything was going to P Bandai and very few for normal. Regardless of the case, last year they announced the Narrative, which was a big shock for everybody, that we're getting a Narrative Master Grade kit. And I think that was a good choice, because I don't think we are ready. I don't think we're ready for a Narrative A-Pack. Because despite how big the current mobile suit is, imagine a Master Grade version of the A-Pack on your table. It's not going to be as big as the the Dendrobian or the Dendrobian and Meteor Unit are big kits, and they would probably take up a lot of the table. But the A-Pack in Master Grade phone will be a lot bigger and wider. So, yeah, this is a good idea to make it as a C-Pack. Clearly, we may see a B-Pack version as a P Bandai when they announce it. And if Bandai is keen on doing an A-Pack, well, God bless them, but I don't see myself getting an A-Pack. I know many people will if they make it. But let's focus on the current version that we see here. As you know, I got this at Gundam Planet. Thank you very much for sponsoring. I know that they should. I'll have a link down below here on this channel, so you guys can pre-order it or order it when they fill in their stock, and we'll go from there. The box art is very, very pretty, as you can see. All the information. There's the core fighter, which becomes the core block. This little bird-like vehicle. And what I liked about this when it first was announced, now this mobile suit barely has a lot of features. 2 beam sabers, the shield, and the beam rifle, which I think, if I read this correctly, it's a new variation of the beam rifle that I believe the Nemo uses, or the Jagan. But it'd be cool to see how it's assembled. You can convert it to normal mode, or with the psycho frame. But I love the dark psycho frame parts more than I'd like the clear parts. I wondered if you can switch from one to another. Does the model allow you to do the switch and not force you to say no, you can't? It's either one or the other, and that's it. Or switching it? Is it easy to do? I haven't seen many people's build and work on this, and this has some interesting transformation features as I'm looking at it here, where I guess it expands out a little bit more, or stuff like that. I don't know. The one thing that I'm a bit surprised is you don't see no armor on the forearm. There's no armored plating around the bicep armor. It's like a stripped down version of the narrative, and I honestly have to look at the A and B pack if they have more armored parts around there. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting build to work with. Clearly, I'm going to paint this, and I'm going to give it some good, paint job work. There is a lot of two-tone colors. But I'm more interested in the deactivated version of the psycho frame pack, of the psycho frames on this, because I'm more interested in painting those in a nice little metallic color tone, kind of almost close to a carbon fiber look to it. I don't know yet. I gotta see what I have and see if I can replicate something like that, depending on how the parts are. But let's open up the box and see what we have to work with. So I paid for this, so this was not given to me, but I got a nice little discount because for those who don't know, I won 3rd place at MosquitoCon last few months ago, back in April, and I got a $20 credit, and I used it for the purchase of this model. So, yay. However, I have a distinct feeling I may have to go back and get more stuff. Like let's say paint or other materials. Alright, so we have the charcoal parts, or the dark gray parts. Here's the water slide decals. Very interesting. We have a creamy bluish, yeah, like almost a different shade of grayish tone, like a light grayish tone with some blue on it. I feel like there's in blue, or maybe purple. Then we have the charcoal parts below that. And then we have the cycloframe parts. I wonder if this is all the cycloframe parts. Now we have a lighter gray tone. And I believe that's cycloframe parts there. But deactivated. I don't know. This has to be it. Okay, yeah. Because here are the activated cycloframe parts, and here are the deactivated cycloframe parts. So here we go. We have the white parts here, with the beam saber effect parts. And then we have the, I believe, the 8 plate clear parts, followed by the blue, like a navy blue, light cobalt blue type thing, and then the yellow. We have some interesting markings, including the eyes. Interesting. Here, more of that color that we were referring to. There's the shield. More interframe parts. I honestly cannot tell what is it for. And we have red parts here. I think this is the majority of these red parts are meant for the core fighter, or the core block. Clearly these are leg parts right there, and some joints. Wow, a lot of parts there. Then we have the white parts here. And more of the gray, like a lighter tone gray. Parts of the hands. Okay, there's manipulator hands. Good. So that's kind of neat to see. Alright. And here's the manual. Neat. Alright, let me put everything back into the box and we'll review the manual. Alright. Okay, we got the history of the narrative and some great photographs here. Body, both standard and with the activated states. So it's called CPAC NTD activated state. And then we have the back part, both inactive and activated. Here's the beam rifle for the narrative, or you could turn it into the Jagan. And wow, I kind of like the Jagan gun. Pretty nice. And we have the core block. You can turn it into the core fighter. And here it is with the deactivated slate pat. Unactivated slate it's called. Yeah, it's interesting that these plates are the same color as the inner frame. I want to change that. God, the entire history? Wow, it's like a... Oh, okay, the movie Musou Gundam NT released in theaters in 2018, taking place 1 year after Musou. You see, how did Kotoki, the mechanical designer, tackled the narrative Gundam and incorporated it into the Vorka. So this is an article on this, in his thought process when he made the Vorka. I'm sorry, when he made the narrative. Ooh, this is interesting how the manual is laid out. So we have the assembly of the upper area of the body, then the core fighter, then the lower part of the body, the backpack, and then I guess the plating, how to put the plating on it, both the gray plating and the cycle frame plating, and then the beam rifle. And what is this? After installing the cycle frame parts with the new details, see part into the... Well, you can actually put this on the... Really? Wait a minute. I gotta read that again. When installing the cycle frame parts with new detail, C parts, into the Master Grade 1/100 grade Unicorn Gundam were sold separately. So I can take these parts and put it on the Unicorn? I did not know that. Alright, so I am seeing some X's here for the part list. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, out of all these parts, 17 are not being used. Okay. I wonder if these were meant for the Unicorn and it was transferred over to this. Okay, first page covers the assembly of the core fighter. Reminds me of when I built the core fighter for the, what do you call it? Impulse Gundam. And a lot of parts, also transformation sequence. And then of course on this page we have the assembly of the chest unit, followed by the head, and then the arms. And then once we're done with the arms and upper body, then we go to the legs. Feet first, going up. And then from there, go to, so both right and left leg. Then we have the assembly of the waist unit. Wow, there's a lot of parts of the waist unit. I am very surprised with this. And then putting it all together with the legs and the waist. And then the connection to the body and the core block fighter. Upper body. Yeah, this feels like an assembly of the Impulse Gundam, where you have to. Yeah. Then we have the backpack assembly. Wow, multiple layers there. You know what? For the price, I can understand why this is very an interesting build. The beam rifle, that is a new take on the beam rifle. I love that. You have a choice of regular NT beam rifle or Jagan beam rifle. Then we have the assembly of the shield. And then its transformation sequence from normal mode to activated mode, activated slate mode. My, this is a lot of work here for this kit. I'm surprised. Placement of the beam rifle, beam saber, connecting the shield. Oh, this is very colorful. How the narrative would look, fully painted, and where to put all the decals. And there it is. Narrative Gundam C-Pack, Burka. Well, this is going to be an interesting build. But let's talk about the fun part. The painting.